Good evening, Gus. This is the Bottlon Liberia. Today is another edition of the Bottlon. Today is the 26th of the 4th, 2024. My co-host today is Augusta Tobin. Welcome to the Bottlon.
Thank you, Lord Paul Cholople. Good evening to the viewers. Good evening also to our listener on the Bottom Line Liberia online radio. And we are pleased to be here once more to present to you your day-to-day discussion as per developments in Liberia.
Right. So today, what's going on in Liberia before we go to our musical break? What's happening?
Well, from the different print media and other outlets, and also from our houses and the Supreme Court, we all know that President Buerka suspended some executive board members of the Liberian Telecommunication Authority, and that also got a stiff reaction from the Supreme Court, putting on a stay order on the suspension of board members. Not even a suspension. Uh, they had people replacing people in tenure positions. So that wasn't too okay with the Supreme Court and in their own ruling until they can properly show reasons why these people can be changed from their various positions. It should remain as it is as per the Supreme Court ruling. So on that note, President Buerka did not hesitate. He also suspended some of the people, So that is the issue now raised in Halu Balu in various discussion platforms and even in communities, offices as well. People are discussing it from the Unity Party, from opposition standpoint.
Right, right. So apart from those, apart from the tenure position, what other news that is trading in Liberia that you know of?
There was an election in Nimba County, and I think the opposition is seated well as per the results from there. And the self-proclaimed godfather of Nimba County should concede defeat. He lifted somebody's hand, and the results are not in his favor. So people expect him to concede and, you know, things move normal as it should be because with the person of his caliber claiming to be the godfather or the ever living godfather, and in his own eyes, he's receiving these kind of punches at this time, is alarming for him, most especially where he has been also mixed in the issue of war crime court establishment. So it's a big blow for the old man.
Right. It's a big blow for the old man. For those of you who joining us on the bottom line discussion, welcome to the bottom line discussion. We have a very interesting story tonight to discuss. And we'll kind of ask you all to kind of share the show while we get into our discussion. At some point, I think guys is here. Before we get into our musical break, do you want to talk to us about the event that is happening in Antwerp this coming the 25th of May? What's going on? Talk to us before we get into our musical break and ask our audience to kind of share the show.
Oh, yeah, sure. On the 25th of May in Antwerp, in Belgium, we're having an entrepreneurs meeting and professional gathering, a
Right.
meeting of a conglomeration of people from entrepreneurs to professionals people to investors and business people. So we're meeting in Antwerp, and it's going to be a Liberian thing. It's going to be international thing. You can come and see your Liberian entrepreneurs in Europe. You can come and see your Liberian investors in Europe, people with like minds and brilliant people, uh, giving you food for thoughts, giving you guidance to how your businesses can run properly, how you can establish, a renowned business in Europe, how you can get more developed into the entrepreneurs areas, entrepreneurship in Europe as a Liberian, as a foreigner or an alien living here in Europe. So it's going to be a unique occasion that will be totally auspicious, that people can develop themselves just by attending. So we encourage people to attend this program, and it's by invitation only. So we urge you all to now start getting your tickets so that you can have seats available for your attendance. So if you could also play the advert, or I can just play it from my end.
Yeah,
So
I'm trying
the
to look
if
for the demo to play it. I can't find it. So if you can play it from your end, it will be good. Or you could send it. Let me see if I can upload it and then play it from my end. Or when one of the guys, maybe link for when he pop in, he can play the demo for us as well. So it will be good. But before we go to that demo, other news, there's issues that it have been about this situation in Gaza, that universities now around the world have been demonstrating to stop this serious massacre over there. And also in other news, the US have passed, I don't know how many billions of dollars to support the Ukrainian against the Russians. So these are issues that trading around the world. Then today, I also heard that another oil company, another country was then they discover oil in South Africa, closer to South Africa. I'm trying to get the name after the musical break. We'll talk into that. That it will be the second largest oil producing company, country in Africa. So yes,
Wow,
yes,
that's amazing.
that's
That's
amazing.
good.
But then, other story before we get into our ask our viewers, those that follow on Vajala TV, the bottle line, kindly share the show. It will be interesting to them. There's something also I wanted to put in today is Friday as well. I heard something that is very fascinating, guys. Maybe this is a little laugh before we get into serious matter. You know, this situation about men and women now are equal, that what men can do, women can do it, right? The
Hmm.
situation, something seriously happened in Nigeria, and this woman who is married, she had a side, or she had a boyfriend on the side. In Liberia, we can say if there are men cheating on it, well, be the side chick, right? So
Yeah,
this woman, the boyfriend decided now he had enough of their relationship. So he decided, unknown to the woman and to the husband, that he going with the wife. The woman got mad. She went after this guy and beat him unmercifully. And unfortunately for him, he broke his arm. He ended up in hospital. So
wow.
because of what he did, yeah, what he did that. So women now, if they have their sour squeeze, if you do something silly, they will beat you the way men used to do in the old days. So this, it was just a funny story. I came across this story today. I said, wow, what the world have now turned into. That women now going after their boyfriends, beating them unmercifully. So to those guys out there that having going on with married women, be careful. Because when you do something silly, they will come after you and beat you. You may end up the other guy in hospital that broke his arm, and he have nothing to say. So I just thought I'd put that in. Anyway, guys, what you think? This is just a funny story I read. I was laughing, man. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, what I was reading.
Yeah, well, I can't speak much to that, but I can talk issues of what's trending on the international scene,
Yeah.
globally. So we all know the Russia and Ukraine has been at it. We all know that quite recently it is Israel and the Palestinians and the Gaza Strip. Yes, it's not even a new war, but the recent uprising started when there was an armed invasion on some people who were merrymaking somewhere, and then it have escalated into a full-grown war.
Mhm.
So yes, and America has in every war, America has a side to take. So yeah, these are issues I want us to also look into. But that issue of gender violence, men has not just started suffering from the hands of women, but for us in Africa, it is mostly our women that suffers a lot, but men has been suffering as well from gender-based violence. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not only the women has been suffering, but in the majority, I say the women has suffered a lot, most especially from the African men.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so to our viewers, can they share the show? So, guys, I think instead of taking musical break, let's all get into the topic. What's going on in Liberia? We know that the ruling government, the newly elected government, let's say they've been in power for what, less than what, 3 months now, or 3 months exact. They
Yeah.
went after the tenure jobs of those people that were there. And it was the Unity Party that brought out the tenure business. And it came to power, decided to get rid of everybody. Then the Supreme Court post slap in their face. Talk to me, God. What's going on in Liberia? What's about the tenure thing that were created by the Unity Party, and now they want to derail the situation? What's happening? Talk to
Well,
our
Paul, I think from my own point of analyzing the issue, people might think, okay, I am taking side with the Burger leadership, but I have my opinion to give towards state issues,
yeah.
national issues. So if you can take a keen observation at the close of the George Weah tenure, George Weah was changing people at strategic positions. LRA was one. That's a terminal position. The LTA was one as well. So I want to believe he was doing these things so that these people could do the dirty work for him, the cover up. And now that a new president, a new government is instituted, they want to make sure they do check and balance. But we can't do check and balance when you're coming into the same office because it's possible for you to wipe out things. It's possible for you to do the dirty work that you were placed there to do. So we can't do that. How do we do that? We keep you off it, you monitor the process, we go. I mean, if they are not giving the people due process, I urge the government as well to give them due process, like the Supreme Court has said. So if the government will give them due process, I think there's nothing wrong with that. Because we all saw it. George, we are the same LTA again. Just we are told people from there. So if people would say the Burka leadership or Burka is witch hunting people, I don't know on what basis, but I think the president has people of interest, and from government to government, people will always have interest. And we just need to be honest to our country. These people need to come and serve their country diligently. These people need to come and serve their country.
Guys, I mean, you seen the but this tenure thing came about under the Unity Party government. They wanted all of these institutions to be independent from government or the president not getting rid of somebody easily for them to be independent. Isn't that where it was established under the Unity Party government? But even some people in a tenure position when we are took office, those people, some of them remain in a tenure position. And there are few, some of them stay around. They remain in the tenure position. So what is the horror of this institution that you already established and then you came to power now trying to get rid of everyone? Isn't unfair people say that witch hunt?
People have the right to their opinions. And when you say it's witch hunt, let's start with the issue of the government establishing the assets recovery. These same people cry again that it was witch hunting.
So,
So
so
the government was instituted to do a piece of job for the Liberian people. I think the government should be given the chance to do the work for the Liberian people. Right now, I think the government is even behaving lazy because it is the opposition telling the government what to do.
So guys, so when you tell me, say for example, David Eto Brown Lasana, right? Her position is a tenure position, right? And this woman was in this, she was commissioner before we came to office, right? So if somebody now say, "Oh, let me replace David Eto Brown Lasana," and we know her tenure role is she still got 2-3 years left, is someone may classify that as witch hunt unless she done something bad, or then you can go after her. But they've started going what the Supreme Court said. Only one person that I think it was Winston Tapper that said, well, he was only serving in that role temporarily, so his job was not on the line anymore. He needed to go. But the rest of them need to continue unless they done something bad. So in this case, what's your judgment on this?
So the issue here is for people to be removed from these tenure positions, right? There is a code of conduct.
Absolutely.
They must have violated, or you must show proof that they have violated the code of conduct. And if you cannot prove, that's why you see the Supreme Court has given that ruling that they gave. So now they're asking the government, prove to us. It does not mean that these people cannot be voted out. They are asking the government, prove to us that they have violated. Until you can prove that, they will continue to serve the country. So I don't think the Supreme Court is also wrong. But when both sides want to celebrate anything as victory, I think it just makes it look childish for our country to be running so, where opposition will be celebrating issue of Supreme Court ruling in somebody's favor, and then the government is striving to still maintain their position of booting those people out by going to a different decision, suspension, and all those other things. I think the JMB should be more focused on delivering more for the people, for the country now, instead of, yeah, I know he has people who wants to do the job, people who are qualified to do the job. Yeah, those people can come on board. You have 6 years to go. Those people can come on board. Listen, like I said earlier, Paul, let's take note of these things. We have to be cognizant of some of these things. So the president, former President George Weah, knew exactly what he was doing. I would still reference the LRA. So when he was sending the Anthony or the lawyer, Wolokoli at LRA, the person before Wolokoli, did they serve their position, that tenure position complete?
No, but he died. He died from illness.
Good. Let's go to other places as well. 2 more other places.
Fishery, for example.
Okay. The person there. Did we have a death at the fishery?
No. But she still got, I think, 2 more years on her tenure.
2 more years to go.
Yeah.
I'm only talking about places where the former president was replacing people as well.
Okay.
I want to look at those ones. If he did not, other than the LRA where they had death, that's fine. But now, these people has 2 years to go. If they come back to the Supreme Court ruling, the Supreme Court has cautioned this government, look, we are your guide. We're helping to guide you to your sources. So do it this way. It's the best way by the book. Don't do it your campaign way, your political way.
I want you to hold on there. I want you to hold on there. This very Unity Party, they're the one came up with the tenure thing, right? It's in that, so they are best placed to know the rules, especially the Unity Party. If it was a new group of people that have taken over from George Weah, because they see mistake happening on a Weah. You remember the case with Axel Jackson when he was in London, when they wanted him replaced. That case went to the Supreme Court. What happened? They slapped Weah in the face. They seen Supreme Court. So this experienced government, how come today It's the same experience government are brought it in with. So people are now saying this is a wish hunt because you should know better. You establish this thing, so you should know better than going after people. Unless what they did today with the LTA, that they came up with some cause, they should have done that from the start. Say, well, I'm a Glasgow fishery. We form XYZ on you based on this. You will terminate your position. But look at the same situation with NASCO. When those guys walk in, say they're going to take over, that's what people are seeing is witch hunt. So it's not about those people because those who are that job, they already qualify until they are tenure, and then you can replace them. But if there's not no crime they are committed, why you want to remove them like that? That's what the issue is, and that's what people are saying is wish hunt.
Okay, do you remember the case of what's the guy name? A young lawyer. I think it should be Anthony at law or a lawyer. I think Bala or something. One of them was in a tenure position as well, and he was suspended by the former president.
Yeah.
He was in the opposition. So was it witch hunting as well?
Well, we knew the former president did wish on our Supreme Court slapping too with what happened to the United Party. Because they came in, we call them the inexperienced government, how they call it, incompetent government. They knew nothing much, so that's why they were classified, and they got slapped by Supreme Court. So the most experienced government that started the tenure thing have come to power now and repeated the same old thing the previous government did. And so people have already said, well, whoa. So you came to wish hunt because the people that you bring in, they also want this fat job. That's it's all about. So why can't you just bear patient? In 2 years, these people will be out, and then you can put your people in. You got 6 years to go. So we talk about the assets recovery because if you like what they did, they have not gone to the court or done their investigation, their due diligence that this person took a laptop from this government department, went home, so we're going to go after this person. But we saw what happened on the street. People were wearing yellow vests to stop cars. And then what happened is Supreme Court slapped them. So something is just not right. And that's what people based on say this is a complete witch hunt because you're not going by the rule of law that you claim to campaign on, that you be the government of transparency, rule of law, and you're doing the opposite. So people have already said that witch hunt because the way they're proceeding. Experienced government cannot proceed like what they're doing now. I mean, it's embarrassing. So in Liberia, they say let torso and torso. When something is wrong from yesterday, it must be wrong today. When it was good yesterday, it must be good today. But you saw the slap the Supreme Court slap with that, and then you repeated the same thing. So that means when we are witch hunting people, you now come to witch hunt too. And that's the argument. So I think people have the right to say what they want to say. If these guys follow the rules and laws, they have abide by the code of conduct of the tenure position, we'll not be having a conversation.
Oh yeah, sure, Paul. People has the right to their views. They totally have the right to their views as to how the government is trending with these kind of how the president is making his picks, right? So yeah. And like I earlier said, the Supreme Court also is serving as a guide to the government. When the government err or the government makes any kind of mistake, the Supreme Court, as long as it is raising to their concern, the Supreme Court steps in and checkmate and tell you, hey, this way you've gone. Like when you read the ruling, right? They told him that he was in violation. And I read from Fofana's letter that says President Boyka welcomed the decision of the Supreme Court. So that means he understood that yes, the way they were trending, they was totally wrong, and they should now do the right thing. just the same way we had conversations surrounding the assets recovery, right? So the guy are in total vigorous mood and they want everything to happen as soon as possible. But hey, this is government. Government should be run by systems, and we are building systems to be used from government to government. So let's practice it now. So I think gradually Liberia will get there and we're getting there. So President Boyga should also be some of the people to be checked when he's making mistakes. He should not be the one to say, because he came with this issue and this glory of a long service man. He has been a long service man in government, very professional. He should be the expert. So that expertise that he brings to government should be the one he should be using now. And yeah, so people has the right to now start looking at him as being used by other people to wish hunt, other people. And that's
Thank
their right. But it still does not root out the fact that the president will also favor people in positions that he thinks best suits, his agenda for the country, his developmental agenda for the country. So, like the issue of the quite recent issue of some of the EPS officers still holding on to their firearm and they were taking off their positions or so. That's a very crucial state security issue right there. You don't think even George Weah wouldn't have allowed that to happen. We all saw George Weah were recruiting people from the CDC, taking them to various academies to be trained as officers. In 7 days, they were trained as officers, whereas the police academy takes months to train people as police officers. And those people went to serve President George Weah. So do you expect Boyka to keep those people around again? People who were trained in less than 2 weeks to serve
but
a president's guide?
okay, you see, guys, this is what I had issue with because what happened, these guys, right? They were trained. They served for maybe over a year or plus, so they have some sort of knowledge. But then, if you want to remove them, why can't you put them into the other security apparatus that around the country to train them to just get rid of 300 of them? That's what people say. But then this become the war wish hunt again come into place because that's a huge number.
No, you see, Paul, we can
Yeah.
just we can just analyze it that way, right? Listen, getting into the armed forces of Liberia is a huge process. Getting into the National Police of Liberia is a huge process. You go through scrutinies, you go through recruitment processes. And we all been here, we saw how these people were recruited. A lot of them, some of them passed through the channels, not the 300. Let's say the 300 is a very big number, yes. But we saw how the people were recruited around here, Paul. We all know it. We saw it.
So, no, I agree
Some
with
did
you.
not go
But
to the
yeah,
academy, my brother.
you know something, guys, you can go to a job, you can enter a job, and then you become what we call this thing about you can learn on the job, right? So if they serve for over 2 years, they might have had some sort of experience. So those people, and not because we don't have companies in Liberia that employ people. Let's be honest. So those people, you have the issue with less people in the military, less people in the police, less people in the immigration, even the city police, the coast guard. So isn't that you could train handful of them in this all of security apparatus that they could catch up instead of putting all of them down? I mean, for Christ's sake, now you said you put them down, you're going to bring additional 300 people.
So no, that's where it starts, Paul. That's where their training starts. You can't be there and we train you. You must pass through the regular process.
But they also classify as civil servants, right?
So let them go and reapply and get proper training.
Man, the whole thing here is if you're an experienced person, this is where you use the experience, you use the wisdom that people talk about. For Christ's sake, even they are sedition, and you want to be around the security, do you want to be in the presidential security apparatus? Fine. I will chant them to central prison that need prison guard, let them be trained.
Correction officers, that's a fact. Yes, that's a good
So that's
suggestion.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
But say, correction officers went through police academy. Are you aware of that? Months of training, hard work, dedication, not on recommendation, not on the
Right.
basis of I know you, you're from a political party, or not on the basis of okay, you follow one director as his private security, so we can include you into the national security.
Right. So let's welcome Link. Link for our host here. He came down with some sort of how do you call it, the cold weather flu, and he's suffering. But Linford, welcome to the Bottomland discussion.
Yeah, thank you guys. It's good that we can be back again. Uh, like Paul said, the change of weather is bad. One day is a little bit warm, and then all of a sudden it becomes cold. So I'm down, but I'm not out. So it's good that we're here to try our best to bring you the information, our viewers, and we want to thank you for joining us. Uh, yeah, so guys, let's flow.
Yeah, I just Linford, you want to display your number because somebody here disagree with us totally of what we've been seeing. So he said he want to what? How can I contribute? So if he can display the number, he can call in, and then we'll right here from Ishmael. If he so he can call in and share his disagreement. But having
Okay.
said that, why you putting the number up? What your take on this slap that the Supreme Court slapped the government in the face regarding the tenure issue?
Okay, I'll tell you before we can display because my phone is on the other side on charge. I need to get it. But you know, the tenure thing, I think the government knows or the president knows that the tenure thing is not something that you know any president can just change like that because there are laws that in guide it. Before it was passed into law, that president now was vice president then, and he, under the supervision of his boss, Madam Salif, approved that, and it was passed into law. So if anybody else in government would tamper with the tenure position stuff, it would be understandable compared to the president now doing that because it was under his rule as first president, the second man in command, close to the presidency, that is
Mhm.
thinking into existence. And he knows that the reasons why, or some of the reasons why the tenure position was created was to give people in that position or in those positions the guarantee that you're free to do your job. Nobody's going to intimidate you, not even the president, as guided by law. So you're going to serve your term that is allocated to you without any intimidation, without them saying the president has the right to appoint you and dismiss you. This other position, tenure positions, are not somewhere where the president will go exercise his absolute power. No, because they are guided by law. And not like one superintendent that the president will appoint, one minister or some deputy minister, no. So I think the president knows very well. But again, the question that anybody will want to ask is the president blatantly, refusing to abide by the law that his former government created? Or is it that he feels that since he's president, he can do anything now? Or he said that he doesn't know about it. Something is wrong because according to this president, he said when he was vice president, he was parked race car. He was useless, so to speak. I mean, putting it in a simple term, he was not useful in the government. So then that means that he probably does not know, what the tenure position is. But again, after becoming president, he should begin to know the various functionaries of government and how how they work. So there is just no excuse. But when it comes to how the Supreme Court slap, use the word slap, I will rather use different word. Coming to the opinion that the Supreme Court gave, I think that was a big blow to this government and the president in particular, because he's the head of the government. And I want to commend the Supreme Court for that, not because they took this particular decision to give this opinion, but we hope they will continue in like manners and in similar cases, so that they too, because that's the judicial branch of government, they too should exert their power, so that the executive will know that the three branches of government are equal and they have equal functions, and that each one of them should be respected by the other. So, I think the Supreme Court is now stamping its feet on the ground instead of, being allowed to be paraded as just one of the branches of government. No, we're all equal. The judiciary, the legislature, and the executive, you are equal, despite the president having the power to even appoint a chief justice, but by law, we're all equal in function. So we want to commend the Supreme Court, and not only in this case, but in other cases that will come before it, they should look into the law and interpret the law. That's why they are there.
So thank you, Linford. And there's something, is it because that one branch of government have not hit the other branch? What about the first branch of government? Can they do something about this?
Well,
because if you violate the Constitution, if you took oath and say, I will protect and hold all of these beautiful words when you put your hand on the Bible. Now another branch are saying, look, you violated the Constitution, then what become of the other branch of government?
Can
it recommend anything?
When it comes to the legislature, which should be the first branch of government, I remember this old man used to give some parable. He said, if you cook yourself in tomato, if you allow yourself to be cooked in tomato cup, they can ditch you all by mistake. The first branch of government, which is the legislature, they should know that they have power. They make the law. The judiciary interprets the law, but the legislature makes the law. So they are the first person to even uphold the law, because they make it. It's like you cook your own food and then you say it's not sweet. So who's going to eat it for you? Mm-hmm. So you got to abide by it. Okay? The first thing woman care her bunny in the market and say, oh, my bunny ratting. Who's going to buy it? They'll always say my bunny is good. So in other words, the legislature should uphold the law, and they should be able to be the one to make it to look strong or to appear strong, so that when it goes to the judiciary to interpret it, they will stand by it. But there's branch of government.
So in the case, yeah.
I'm coming. I will address your question. But I just want to say that the branch of government called the legislature has reduced itself to almost nothing. And this is why we always hear about these brown envelopes coming from the president to certain people in the house or in both houses. They got to receive something to be. So then the executive can maneuver them, because he who pays the piper will always select the tune. If I pay you to sing for me, I say, no, my man, I don't know song I want, because you want the money, so you sing the song that I want. So they have reduced themselves to be regular bear balls for the president or the executive, so to speak. And when we talk about the president, I'm not talking directly to you, President Bouakai alone. I'm talking to all Liberian presidents that have been maneuvering the executive. Mm-hmm. So the executive have reduced itself, the legislature has reduced itself to a mere play ball group, and they need to receive the money. So they are not powerful. They have lost their teeth. They are toothless bulldogs sitting there and you're barking, who you can put your hand in their mouth and take it from there. They will not do anything. I hope they will not hold me in contempt, though. But this is just a fact. We want to, even if they hold me in contempt, I'll be happy. We want to see the power. Then we would not. If they hold me in contempt, I'll go and say, okay, this is what I wanted. I wanted you people to put down your feet. That if somebody says anything or anything happens, that you can make that law effective. Yeah, Paul, go on with your next question.
So I just want to know, when you violate the Constitution, isn't that that's the first branch of government has a way to punish you for what you did in
Yeah,
this
of course
case?
they can. They have the power, constitutionally. I can't quote the exact part of the Constitution right now that empowers them, that they can establish, they can start, impeachment proceedings, because the president cannot be sacked. He was not appointed, but he can be impeached. And impeaching him, we have to go through the house, the representatives of the people, the people you
Mhm.
see in that house, the 103 people in that house. They are the complete citizenry of Liberia. They are our. It's like, you saying I invite you to my party, and then you say, oh man, but I'm busy, but let me send my picking to come. Anything you get for me, send it by my picking. So when I see your picking, I'll know that it is you, Paul, who has come, but being represented by your picking. So we, the Liberian people, the 5 million people in Liberia, their representation in the government, which is the overall authority in Liberia, is that 103 people in the house, in both houses. So
Right.
they can for
So
sure, they can start impeachment proceeding. Same we cannot sack the president, we can impeach him. That means we got to go through the law. To sack anybody, like if the president appoints you, he can appoint you today. Nobody will question why he appoint Paul for. And then when ready to sack you, he can sack you. Nobody will ask him. But they're straight, for us to sack our president that we elected, we have to go through the law, and the law will take its course, because that's why he swear to be our president, to abide by the same law that that we make.
yeah, and to protect the Constitution of Liberia, so help me God. So if you violate the Constitution of Liberia, the house now can now start something on you. So or they can give you warning. They start a warning we call impeachment, because you can be impeached and you still
No,
continue.
that impeachment is not a warning. Impeachment is removing you from the position, but it's just
But
like
we
sacking you. But it's
yeah, so
just.
but we know in other countries, uh,
Impeachment may
how do
not
you
only
call
be
it?
removing you from the position, it could also be limiting your
Yes, that's what I'm
functions.
saying. It's not a
Impeachment could also
warning.
limit your function. You could still
Yeah,
be president, but limits your function as well. That's impeachment.
Yeah,
yeah. So that happened to Bill Clinton before. He was still president, but he was impeached.
you're impeached during
Yeah,
the Monica Lewinsky
yeah,
case, right?
exactly. So that's
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. So for our follower, anyway, Linford, because we're having a thing, we are sponsor for this program in Belgium. Can you play the promo? Let's take a short break while you play that. Let our people listen to what Liberians in Europe, business world, Liberian professionals are gathering in Antwerp on the 25th of May, where you got people coming from all over the world for this event. So we want to play that here. Those in Liberia that will be traveling to Europe at that time, maybe they can pop into and meet a lot of Liberian professionals. So guys, while Lifa is looking for the promo, talk to us.
Okay, so our dear listeners and followers on Facebook, YouTube, uh, our program is also being aired on our online radio, the Bottom Line Liberia. I'm carrying it now. So all you can do is go to your app store, download our app, and download the app. It's called the Bottom Line Liberia. It's a white app with it's white, a little brown with a microphone in the middle. The hand looks brown, our African color, with a microphone in the middle and Liberia at the bottom. So you see it, it says Bottom Line Liberia. Yeah, that's the app. You download it from your app store, and we are online 24/7. We bring you news, we bring you the discussion of current event. We explore trending issues in Liberia, and yeah, like now we're looking for our advert. There is a program in Antwerp, Belgium on the 25th of May. You will listen to the advertisement now. And we're going to be there. The Bottom Line Liberia will also be there. We'll carry the event live as well.
Okay, I think maybe this is it. So let me try it first and see. Sorry, that's our artist. My eyes, like I said, I'm down. My
Right.
eyes are very bad.
Yeah,
But
so while you're looking for that, I want you to address this situation here, guys. On the president did not break any law, so the slap the Supreme Court slap the government is not breaking of law. Linford, guys, you talk to me to this viewer. He said the president did not break any law, but isn't that the telling he violated the code of conduct? Is
So
that a law or is not a law? Please talk to me.
I can display it, but I can play it from here.
no, I have it. I think I have it. Let me try this one.
Linford,
Let me try. Guy, let me try this.
Hello Diaspora Liberian is the consultative meeting of Liberian entrepreneurs and professionals in Europe, brought to you by AFLA. It's all happening in Antwerp, Belgium, May 25th, 2024, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., Landstraat 102, and it's by invitation only. Don't miss out. Welcome remarks by Mr. Francis Mensah, President of AFLA. Overview of the program, Ms. Emily E. S. King. Our topics and speakers are Honorable Alex Gonti, Entrepreneurship and Innovation in Liberian Diaspora Community, Mistress Leona Alsa, Policy Advocacy, Civil Engagement and Professional Development, Mr. John M. Branell, Investment Opportunities in Liberia and Professional Development, Mr. Kuku Wisse, Skills Transfer and Mentorship, Brain Drain. See you in Antwerp, May 25th, 2024. Our proud sponsors, Chroma Corios, Alpha Arise from Sham, Patient Bawi, Afri Susu. Other sponsors are Liwini, Tulizin, and Spice It Up. Other sponsors are the Bottom Line Liberia, APC, Augustus God Tume, Spice It Up, and AFLA Say.
Okay, that's it right there.
Yeah.
So I will excuse me on the screen, or you guys can continue. Let me get my phone. So
So before you go, Linford, I want you to be. This is what appear here. One of our viewers, with this anything that the Supreme Court have just, I will use the word slap the government in the face for breaking the rules. And this viewer saying the president did not break any law. Okay, you want to talk before you talk to us before you leave?
yeah, but I will tell you something. If we were paying bill for talking, a lot of people would not talk. A lot of people will be broke. They will not talk. But talking is free. You don't pay bill for talking, so anybody can say anything. Probably Livingston or Flomo Livingston, the guy used to be here all the time on the show. You come and you always be on the other side of things. He will look at the truth and he will want to say different things. If Flomo Livingston were paying for talking, or even just every letter that he scripts down on the screen, if you're paying for it, he might have been broke long time. You'll be sitting there somewhere, just watching, he can't talk. But talking is free. Anybody can say anything. I can say the president broke the law, and he can say the president did not break the law, so it doesn't make anything. The thing about it is that people who are thinking, people who know the truth, they know that the president is in the wrong for doing this. And Flomo Livingston probably knows better than the Supreme Court, and so he said the president didn't break the law. You can go to the Supreme Court has given its opinion on the case. So Flomo Livingston probably can go to the ECOWAS court or maybe the World Court and say the president was not in the wrong, then the case is on. But it's your right to talk, and I can't do anything about anybody who says anything. It's your right, That's why we have, in fact, I'm a journalist. I gotta respect the KAK, Camara Act. He was a strong journalist, and he because of him that act was passed. So I got to abide by it, respect people's view. And that's how the world goes. You don't control somebody's mouth, So even God, imagine God as creator, or he cannot control our mouth. So let anybody say anything. Flomo Livingston, you're right. The president was 100% right. But I guess if you are paying bill for every letter he's scripting or the words he say, you would have been broke long time sitting somewhere and they're watching you. But you can say anything, though. It's just for fun, though. You can say anything.
Yeah, I left Flomo, man. I mean, he have to defend his president. That's it. Yeah. So, guys, all of news. What happened to this guy who afraid of war crime court in Nima County that predicted that his Kennedy was going to win in? when he picked somebody, they always win election. What happened to Prince Ward Johnson? What went wrong this time? Is he now, is he still the godfather of Nima County, or they have a new godfather in town? Because the result that coming from there is does not favor Prince Johnson Kennedy. What say you?
So I want to take us back a little before I come to the P.Y. Johnson issue, right? So
Right.
I've not come to take side with Flomo. I do not know the person in the comment section who have commented, but earlier on, I analyzed this whole issue just as Flomo's view is, in supportive of what I earlier said. I said it. I said the Supreme Court stands as a guide to the government, in as much as it is an arm of the same government. So the Supreme Court watch you carry on your function, you do everything, or you should do that in accordance with the law, because at the end of the day, they tell you how the law to be. Now, did the president violate the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia? That part is a question mark. I think that's what raised I'm not speaking his mind, but I'm just trying to analyze the comment from him. Anyone else could comment in that way. So that could raise something to people and say, well, the president cannot be impeached on this grounds. This is not a justifiable reason for impeachment or even for a bill of impeachment. So did the president also violate the tenure position code of conduct? That is a yes for me. If Flomo is still watching, that is a yes for me. If the president had not violated that, the Supreme Court would not come up with the ruling they handed down. So by the fact that he could violate the code of conduct rulings, the code of conduct as per tenure positions, so in other words, he has violated also the Liberian people, and the Liberian people are being guided by the Constitution. So for my colleagues to say on the platform that the president could be impeached in such a decision, such a decision could lead to impeachment. Is there anything wrong, Flomo, if you're watching still? We respect all of our comments that come here. We respect all of our viewers. Your comments that come in, whether you critique whatever discussion we have here, we respect them. You are entitled to your opinion. It's your due right. We give it to you. That's why we allow people come here and comment freely. So with the issue of PYJ, as you said, let me leave Flomo a little bit. Let's go to PYJ. For how many decades has the old man been in the House of Senate? And all during this period, he has claimed to be the godfather. In fact, he has references to prove, he has people to point to that he's lifted their hands, he made this person, he built this person, he supported this person to higher heights, and they went there and turned back for him. I think every time he says that, I think he's not in total focus of what he's saying at the moment and what is going to bring out in the future. Now, he's been surrounded by so many references of failure. He's lifted hands upon hands and they can't go far. And this one is the biggest blow to him, I think. Most especially, I said it earlier on, where he's been in this whole cycle of war crime court establishment and, bringing him to admit to the Liberian people his involvement in the 17 to 18 or 19 years of armed conflict in Liberia, civil war. So it's a big blow to PYJ, and I think it's killing his political ambition or his political dreams. Probably he wants to be president. He contested before. So I think it's one step in killing his dream. And if care is not taken by him, mind you, he's a very seasoned lawmaker. He's been there for so long and he knows the in and out. He understands the morals of that house. He understands the functions there. So he's not any potato to play with when it comes to lawmaking. But as per what is going on now, it is the people's decision, the people's will. So they are simply telling him, like, the days we respected you are over. It is now time for us to make decision on our own.
Right. So, Linford, to you, this wonderful godfather that going to serve in his tenure, it'll be 27 years, he'll be like President Tubman. Is he now, do we have a new godfather in Nima County the way things are turning out to be? Because no one listened to him this time, they took someone over him. What say you?
There is this saying that it's in the Bible in Ecclesiastes that there's time for everything. So if you are now a Christian, if you don't believe the Bible, but at least believe that saying, it's written in the Bible. If you don't believe in God, or you're not a Christian, or you don't believe the Bible at all, just believe that particular saying that there's time for everything, because that's why we are born. Because that was the time for us to be born. Then we die. That's the time that we die. So it's time for everything. So the time that Prince Johnson had to, reign, I'm talking about REGRN, reign, not R-A-I-N, right? To reign as the so-called godfather of Nima County. I think that time is far spent. Prince Johnson literally has outlived his usefulness, even being a senator, to be elected all the time. I think the people of Nima County only awarded him that opportunity for the third time, and but he's outgrown his usefulness. He knows. And why you think Prince Johnson has been going from party to party simply to look for where the straight? And I hear the nonsense that people always talk. Even Prince Johnson himself thought that he can be president. Oh, I can bring Nima. He ran for presidency. If he could make other president, why he didn't win? I mean, he would have been sure of that number that he got that can win, and then go and solicit other numbers from other people to make him win. So if I know I play, if I want to play lotto to win billions, then I will not play for myself. I will play for Paul. When Paul win, then I say, "Oh, I can make people win." Then So it's never funny, stupid people. Sorry for my expression. Sometimes those words are not abusive. Actually, when you say stupid, it's just something that is not right, something that is not doesn't make sense. That I would believe that a Prince Johnson can make president. If Prince Johnson could make president, why he can't make himself president? It's simple. The votes are in Nima County, I agree. And because the Nima County people, they've been, wanting to award this guy for nothing he did. So they will always say, and it's a special group. I don't want to generalize the Nima County people. I got root in Nima, okay? In not all of the Nima County people, but certain the Gio people, and not even all of the Gio people, but he goes to them and makes them to believe. Then he create this make-believe lie, If you watch Arnold Schwarzenegger show, True Lies,
True Lies,
to appear like true to the people. That I'm your godfather, and some people will fall for it. And I would point blank say this is no insult to my Gio brothers in Nima County. If you look at Nima County, it's divided. We got several tribes. We got the Bee, even parts of people in Nima. Then you got the Gio, the dominant are the Gio and the Mano. But the most educated people come from the Mano sector. Those Gio guys, they all pleasure. All they know. I mean, we're from there. We know each other. So it's easy for Prince Johnson. How many times you see Prince Johnson laying to the Mano side? You'll not try it. You will not get that support that you get from the Gio belt. And if anybody doesn't know some of the most tribal people in Liberia, they are the Gio people. Okay, they are my people. So I know. I mean, for me, I don't bite my tongue. I don't bite my butt because I can sit down on my butt. Okay, so he has been using that tribal connection and the lies that you carry to the people. Look at the recent lies he's spreading when he talk about war crime school. You will go and start speaking guilt to the people. Holy people looking for us. We the people that fought the war. No, that lie. Nimakante people, nobody looking for you. They're looking for people who have greater responsibility for the war, during the war. When the king collected Taylor from Liberia, how many people went with Taylor? Even his own bodyguard, how many of them they took to carry? No, because he had greater responsibility. So Prince Johnson was a warlord. They're not going to go collect all the Gonkanu, and all the other one. No. Prince Johnson, if he's guilty, he the one to carry. They're not coming for you. So he will come and fool you and tell you, say, he go follow. And some of them believe funny thing that even true. Prince Johnson say defended Nimakande. This is a man who entered Nimakande December 24. By July, no, early as June, Prince Johnson was in Monrovia. So how was he fighting in Nimakante and then in Monrovia at the same time? So, so these are the kind of people he's dealing with. But I will tell you point blank that Prince Johnson days are over. The same way President Doe, when he came, Taylor, I call him trouble, blah, blah. Everybody was running in the street. When the time got finished, it was finished. Taylor came. And everybody said, no more Taylor, we'll treat you like a dog. What happened? Taylor time finished, it was finished. Joshua came. When Joshua time finished, they voted him out. Bwaka is saying that Bwaka time finished, they'll move him, which is happening already. So Prince Johnson time is over. He's only parading the streets simply because they re-elected him. But the next election, you'll see what happened to Prince Johnson. In fact, if he survived the war crimes thing, so he will do everything. He will say all the lies, but Nimakante people eye will open. And I can tell you, he sit there and talk. No, I can also speak Gyo. I can also speak Mano to the people. Nela kekale. One kasine kamo. Prince Johnson le. Jika gile na. I mean, jika koti no ora kun. Jika ora kun. Onu mi be kun. So he go and lie to the people. Yeah.
So
the Vikings.
The Viking is on fire. So Linford, this guy, his days are numbered. So I missed the last program. You're having the discussion here because Francis made reference to my Jack Daniel that the war chronicle. Every time I pass by my cover, I look at my Jack Daniel, and you telling me that Prince Johnson days are numbered. So in reality, I mean my Jack Daniel. It's not far in any distant future that I will start drinking my Jack Daniel when Prince Johnson is being taken to the war crown court. Is that what you're telling me?
I can assure you that your Jack Daniels will be empty as soon as possible. Because, no, I will tell you something. The Liberian people have long awaited this war crimes code, right? And this trip, and the reason why it's been dragging along is because all of the presidents we've been having down to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf have not made the effort that President Joe Bwaka made. And the reason why Ellen could not do that is Ellen would not put her neck in a gallows herself, because the first $10,000 US dollars that was given to the NPFL to execute the war, Ellen admitted that she donated that money. Okay, so if war crimes code is coming, she will also be there. She'll be mentioned, even if she's not taken, if she's not arrested or she doesn't go to jail, but at least the name will be there, the record for the record's sake that she did donate money to the war, to the execution of the war. Then, secondly, when George Weah had the man that he will get second term. So he promised a war crimes code, but when he got in the presidency, after he tasted it, he said, no, 6 years will not be enough for me. I will go 12 years. And so I want to go 12 years. And so since he was in bed with Prince Johnson at that time, he couldn't dread Prince Johnson. So he will put it this way, okay, we are all family, so we can do the war crimes code. And then he will cleverly get away, right? Which he did. So Joe Bwaka ran his campaign on that he will bring war crimes code. And after he won, he did not make campaign on it. I said this the last program. He did not make campaign. He had campaign on it like what George Weah did. Yeah, campaign. Anybody can say, I'll bring the heaven down. When he win, you bring it down and say, I ain't want the heaven. So he would have said, I'll bring war crimes code. When they elect him, then he said, no. That time I'm talking that Jeff campaign. But after he won, before he was even inaugurated, he sent for Allen White. he and Ali had a conversation, which you and me did not know. All Liberians did not know until when Ali released it, that short clip with that conversation. The old man did not stop there. The old man also mentioned it in his inaugural speech. So you see, I mean, that's why I say I don't support the Unity Party right now, but you know, I think the old man has taken the bold step that all Liberians wanted, and the international community is aware of that. Okay, so if we all can recall, a couple of months ago, or 2-3 months ago, no, 2 months ago, let's make it short. There was the news that the War Crimes Court might be established in Ghana, right? And who was sponsoring the international community, right? So how did the international community get involved to the point where they even select a venue? You see, so this is no fun. So anybody who is set in illusion and imagine, live in imaginary world that, oh, no War Crimes Court will come. Well, if Joe Boakai will renege on all of his promises that he made to the Liberian people and the international community, fine. But every action has equal and opposite reaction. That's physics right there. If you push me to the wall, there will come a point where I can't go again, I'll come back. That's why when you bounce the ball, take the tennis ball and bounce it on the wall, it will come right back to you. Okay? Every force got equal or even stronger reaction. So if Boakai will renege, the international community will say, okay, fine, we'll not turn your nigga around, we'll not, you know, put your hand behind you, but there's a way we can deal with you. And you're gonna, and they say you're going to America next month, he may. And you see, he will ever be lucky. Listen, he will ever be lucky to meet any American official that the first thing they'll put in your face. And you can't say no, you'll be in America, you'll be forced to say yes. And when you say yes, then you put your own hand in the handcuff and you'll be coming back to Liberia. So let Prince Johnson get ready. Let him pass around and say no walk around will come.
I want guys to talk on this. This so-called godfather of Nima County and President Boakai Kennedy had just beaten his candidate flat in Nima County. So this means a friend is saying that I'm not drinking Jack Daniels soon. Guys, I want you to talk to me.
Yeah, person why you do open that Jack Daniels.
President Boakai Kennedy has beaten Prince Johnson Kennedy flat. It sounds to me now that Clifford said there's time for everything. So is this the time now that Paul Cholope, the Lord Cholope, will be celebrating drinking his Jack Daniel, because that would be another hit for President Boakai to slap this guy in the face that you long been doing this. You the one that killed my former boss, and this is the time that I send you over to. Talk to me, guys.
Lord Cholope, you know I stand on the side with Francis that this issue of issue of your Jack Daniel and the War Crime Court, we told you that it's a mere joke, that it's not going to happen in any time soon. So like the Vikings just asked that so nobody expected the Unity Party to Madame Saliv to have come up with the second term bid, and she did. Surprisingly to people, she did. So the Unity Party, after Joseph Boakai, could come up with somebody else, and the Unity Party could still continue, or President Boakai could still be alive and say, okay, I want to be the longest serving president in Africa. We know our African president for these things. And while they do these things, they also feed all these negative propaganda into their governance system, into their legal frameworks, into their legal systems. And then you find out that things that are supposed to benefit the country legally does not become anything legal and beneficial to the people anymore. Things that are supposed to benefit the people with infrastructure development does not in any way benefit the people. The citizenry gets to just watch government from government, like they go to cinema or they go to movie play out, you know, and they just watch government people just merry-make, buy new cars, own big houses, send their children to the best of the schools. That is government for you in Liberia. So what we're saying, not that we're saying, okay, the issue of war crime code is not good. We're saying it is good, but it has, like when we taking tests in Liberia, back in school, when we used to be taking tests, we said this other question, the teacher made a question to get a baby. That means question number one has A, B, and C to it. Sometimes they even add D to it. So we're saying this whole process has this issue and this discussion of economic crimes. In as much as it has this component, it delays the process. Number one, Bweka has to start looking back at Madam Salif, George Weah, and his own government.
And himself.
That's why I say his own government. So to criminalize and investigate these people, it takes time. It's a whole long process. So you may not be bringing your Jack Daniel in the next
time. You see, hold on. Hold on. Now you left up my hope on high, and now your guys can dash my hope. I've called between how you call it double assault, right? Well, man, I'm not gonna the Jack Daniel. Is it gonna be like something that will keep forever? And then when my grandchildren can say, Granddad kept the Jack Daniel hoping that they're going to be a war crime code and never happy. This is the kind of so Leaford just lifted up my hope high, and then guys, you can't touch it. And then friends say on the other side, commenting that I just wasting my time. So what should I do with Leaford come in? Your help me.
The thing is very simple to understand. I don't know what the question I got for Guy is whether he is saying that the war crimes code cannot happen. I just want to get a quick answer, yes or no.
No, but he talked about the economic bit that is the barrier. That's what I said.
No, nobody looks at this economic crimes code to be, a situation or an event that will just take place. It's a process, we know, but it must be started. So my point here is whether it will end today or tomorrow, but let it start. Once it starts, when the case is on, then we'll know something is happening. But this is not a quick fix solution. This is not when the war economic. When the war crimes code started in Sierra Leone.
So let me answer the Vikings question, right?
Yeah.
Ima Amara Konetu, lower your expectation. If you want a war and economic crime code tomorrow, it's not happening tomorrow. If you want it in next year, it's not happening in next year.
So it's not going to happen.
If you want it in the next 2 years, the possibility for it to happen in the next 2 years, I don't see it.
Yeah, so it's not going to happen. That's what I want to know.
No, my assumption is not that it's not going to happen. It's not happening anytime soon. It will happen.
So then when?
That is the same question I'm asking other people.
Yeah,
so then when? Why raise it now when you know you will not do it?
When we continue to be pessimistic, right? We continue to be pessimistic that, this kind of, remissible idea that, oh, no, it can't happen because of, no, it will never happen. So we have to remember, Aji Krumah was one of the warlords. He's dead. George Bull is getting old. Paul Nigga is getting old. Prince Johnson, why? Because of 18 years. They just the news from can make Prince Johnson fall down with heart attack anytime. So then who are we going to be prosecuting now? So we got to start this thing. And people, the fact that people thinking, oh, it will take enormous amount of time and money and things.
But Leaford, God saying something, say it's not about the war crime, it's about the economic factors that attach to it that people not drinking their feet. So
it means that we Liberians are not ready to even fight corruption. Because if we are saying, because all the people in government right now, every one of them is corrupt. I can say that. If we're not corrupt, we're not being in government for 45, 30, 40, 20. All the people, every time they go, even if they vote 100 times, they will still come back. They are corrupt. There's something they want.
So in your own wisdom, you don't think that's the reason why they delay? Because if we bring the war, because it's not
I'm not denying the delay. I'm not denying the delay, and I'm not denying their involvement. But what I'm saying is this thing must start. I know it will be difficult. The reason why Ellen Johnson could not enforce this is because she herself she will be indicted in the war crimes part. Then when it comes to the economic part, her government was in recent years, in recent Liberian
The
history,
most corrupt
the most
government.
corrupt government according to one of her own inside person. Okay, so you see,
And she took responsibility too.
yeah, for
Let me
her
make
son's
let me make
mismanagement of
an
the car.
assumption here. Let me make an assumption here.
Uh-huh.
I want to think that the process of our own war crime code in establishing it has been the longest in investigating genocides and heinous crimes committed during wars. Liberia will be the longest. Rwanda to establish their code, or even to start taking people to the ICC, it wasn't even long.
Yeah, because
Sierra
they had a
Leone,
willpower, regardless of who were involved.
Sierra Leone, our own neighbor, our sister country, it did not take long. From 2001 to 2003, Sierra Leone were already having people on criminal records already. So listen to this. I remember as a young man then, Prince White Johnson said, before total peace come to Liberia, there is a BBC interview of Prince Johnson. If you ask Shuebi Jonathan Pelele or one of these veteran journalists has that recording. And Prince White Johnson said, even during the establishment of the TRC, he made similar statement again. The only way total peace will come to Liberia and justice for the people who died during the war, all of them must die. That means the signing Prince Johnson signed, he know that he's not dying now, so that he know that this code will not be established now. But something was behind it. So the Prince Johnson who said before he must die, Ellie must die, Thomas Wowo, you must die, Yaya Nimle must die, Roosevelt Johnson must die. All of them that supported the war must die before peace and justice can come to Liberia. And he, Prince Johnson, is still alive and is signing a paper that should convict him for committing these crimes. Tell me the logic in it. Or you think the Holy Spirit just
when we put this whole war and economic crimes code in the hands of the it's the Liberian people, who have been dragging this thing. I don't know why are we looking at president to sign this document? Why would we wait for lawmakers to come and sign this thing? Because if you look in the house, you got war laws in the house. So like you guys are saying, they will not want to hang themselves. Okay, so why we Liberia, all the top lawyers in Liberia, all the business people, why can't Liberians petition the international community that we are ready to do this thing? They can provide the money, provide the venue, and do this thing. But you see that.
On that note, it's the president who have to write the UN.
There is nothing in the constitution when the people are reversing the constitution.
It's not like the constitution here. Listen, you start Geneva Convention.
Nobody do that work. No.
No, but if you start a convention, wait a minute. If you start a convention internationally, then the country will. People will gather, say to go petition. It's the president that talk on behalf of the country that the president make that request.
Okay, so what if the president? What if the
That's
president?
why you see the president. Everybody went to the poll to elect one man for the whole to represent the whole country. That's him.
Okay, so all the people that represent, all the people that elected this man, and this man is not doing that will, and all these people go and say the man we elected is not doing our will. But we want, this is what we want. Mm-hmm.
No, but that's why you get the other horse that through your representation.
Oh, but they see other horse got the same one.
The horse agreed. The horse came up with a resolution. Isn't they did that recent time?
You see, so but then I get confused because sometimes you'll say it appears like okay, the horse is contaminated with war laws and economic criminals. So they will not want to sign this thing, or they will not want to.
No, but they just passed a resolution. That's why I was hoping to give my Jack
Daniel. Why would guy want to say or have all the doubt that Prince Johnson will just sign that thing because he knew it will not happen? If Prince Johnson know it will not happen, then why he sign it? So what I'm saying is we ourselves were making this thing to appear like, oh, no. So far, I have not seen anybody who were somebody war code or war crime school or established, and then he was someone and said, I'm not coming there. It just had the code had not been established. Okay, some would say the president is the representation for all of us, the citizens. Let him sign the thing before he go. Okay, let's wait for him. But I think we got pressure group. We elected a president. If the president not do what we want, we can also go to the international community and cry to them. So let's say walk into Liberia today, right? And then the president is not doing anything. So we say that.
Let me hold you there. Hold on. Remember the guy called Emmanuel Savage? When George Weah had promised the country that they campaigned vigorously that they were going to bring war and economic crime code. When George Weah going off it, what he did, and he reneged and he started doing all kinds of things. Emmanuel Savage is a pressure group that went to Liberia. What did they do with him?
They beat him.
They beat him. So you can bring pressure group. The power in that pen is on the president's desk. And this is what God told me. He said he may want to do it, but then the economic side could hope most of them so they can delay in the process. I think that's God's argument here. And we should
agree. I agree.
Okay.
But then the question is so it means that we're not doing it, right?
What he's saying is it could be tomorrow, it could be 2-3 years from now, they can drag on. We don't know. So that's the point. So my hope now, and friends said now dash my hope too, and then you keep increasing my hope, and guys keep dashing it. So I found myself in no man's zone. Anyway, it is what it is, guys. We've been here for a while now. Therefore, guys, the program, it was good today, and we meant to be here for 1 hour but before we go, let's talk about,
I don't know if this guy,
did we receive the caller? Did we receive the call from the?
No, maybe he's not reading maybe the number is too small on the screen, so I just want to repeat the number for him. The number is a WhatsApp number, so he can call me from anywhere. It's +47, that's the country code, 4799 450 882 +4799 450 882. So you can call or you the commenter. What was his name?
It was Ishmael.
Ishmael Rahim.
Yeah.
So Ishmael can call now if you stay there, or any other person can call to give your contribution. But Paul, it was a good program, I guess. If we're not going to get a call from the guy, but it was a good program. Sorry that I came late. As you see, I keep scratching my nose. I'm ready. I've been sneezing and stuff like that, so I'm not really well. But it's good that we were here, and we hope that we can be back on Tuesday. In fact, we're going to have a guest on Tuesday, I believe. Kai, you want to talk a little bit about a guest?
Yeah. Say that again. Sorry.
I think we're going to have a guest on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, the Moscow group will be hosting We're hosting their team here on the Bottom Line Liberia. And that's going to also be on our online radio as well. We will carry on the online radio live. So Moscow Foundation is doing a lot around the world, and their branch in Africa, Liberia as well, is doing a whole lot. And I think they provide medical services, they provide medical aids, and I think we will be having discussion with them concerning services in nose operation or medications for the nose, the ear, the throat, and other things. So we're going to be talking to their team and their executive as to how their functions and operations are in Liberia.
Great. So for those of you in the viewing land, you can join us on Tuesday. We're going to have very interesting conversation. This one is not going to be much of politics. Every time we talk politics, some people hate they hate to hear the politics because we can be stepping on account. But this one will be about work that this group is doing. They do a lot of operations and to help humanity. So
Is it a group based in Liberia or the everywhere? For our audience, clarify that, God.
We will be talking to the Moscow group, the Moscow Foundation, the Liberia group.
The Liberia
Moscow
group.
Foundation is global. They are around, but we're talking to the one in Liberia.
Right. So those our viewers in Liberia, Vajala TV and other media institutions, they can view the program on Tuesday to take you and see it, just in case they have relatives that need serious operation, the group to contact. So the group will be here with us on Tuesday to have a discussion, and then they can call into and question the group, their operation in Liberia. But for those of you who view us for the first time, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, we're on YouTube. We're also on the online radio. The online radio is, if you look at the logo at the top of the screen, there is the bottom line. That symbol you see, it is 24/7 radio station that we have. So yes, it was a good program. Can we play the demo again before we leave for our audience, because we'll be in
sure
Yeah.
we can. So the action is going to be in Antwerp on the 25th of May. Today is the 26th, so it's exactly 24 hours, 24 days. Sorry, 24 days. So we're going to be going to Antwerp. So if you're anywhere in Europe, try to take that's a pre-vacation trip. Because a lot of people will be taking vacation in July or so or June. But this one we're starting. That's the opening for the vacation. Just take that weekend, come and attend the gathering, and you will listen to great speakers, and you will get some great ideas.
Lacholo play. We got Ishmael Rahim on the line. But Pastor Rahim, can you call the number on your screen? I also text the number to you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a WhatsApp number. Check in your inbox. I text it to you. Then you can shortly make your contribution before we wrap up.
Oh, it's Pastor Ryan, the guy I met in Hanover, Germany.
The person
Okay,
you met.
Oh yeah, the guy.
So yeah, Pastor Ryan called in, like, here your take on this, because I think it's about the security sector that was dismissed, and he want to have an input on this.
Yeah, I think Rahim is also he's a security man. I think
he's security minded. Yeah.
So
I think he worked with the National Police before. He served the Liberian National Police before.
Yeah, I think the government are in a very big error here about dismissing all of those EPS officers. It's a huge number. So I think
I don't see any error in it. Even the United States of America does that. I don't see any error in it.
My man, the error in this, you look at the employment rate in Liberia. The
only error I have seen is that they will keep their arms with them. The government was in error to allow them walk away with their firearms.
Okay, guys. We have Pastor Rahim, Habib, as Ishmael Habib Rahim. Okay, Pastor Habib, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. Before you attack your question, I got one other question to ask you. Sorry.
You confused with the name?
Yeah, I'm confused with the name. You are Pastor, then you are Rahim, you are Habib, you are Ishmael.
Yeah, all right. It's not like Ishmael is Quranic and biblical name, and Habib is just a language. Arabic is just you call it English person love. Then Rahim is saying more blessing. Then you call somebody blessing.
Okay.
But yeah, that's not. My name is not a traditional name. It's is religious.
Okay.
So it's just Arabic, like you can call somebody Jean-Marie in French. So it doesn't mean that you are a Muslim or Christian.
Okay.
My need don't have nothing to do with my religion. It's a
Okay.
Arab thing.
Okay, thank you. Because a lot of people will be confused like me. But okay, we are saying that what happened to the EPS officers, right? Where you have people trained already, and then they've been working for 4 or 5 years, doing the exact thing they were trained to do, and then you take over and you dismiss those people. You claim that they were not properly trained. They were trained, but not properly trained. You dismiss them. Then you bring in people who have not even done 1 minute of what those people did for the past 6 years. What do you think?
You know, I'm a policeman by profession. I went through the world of the academy. Let's go back to the Accra Peace Accord. According to Accra Peace Accord, it said that every rebel leader should put arm down, and then it dissolve every security apparatus before the election. Everybody should reapply and be vetted by background check. According to the Accra Peace Accord 18OC, the resolution stated that you must go through the world of academy. And when you don't go through the world of academy, then you non-compliance to the Liberian security apparatus.
Okay.
But that time I saw the United Nations came 2003 and they saw every security apparatus and people reapply. We reapply and we went for training. And we were trained by United Nations. Then United Nations fully stayed to the country for everlasting. They train people. I was supposed to be one of the instructors. They train special people, Konomoma, Nemo, Paul Harris. I know most of these guys. They are well trained. They went out of the country. So they had this sole responsibility to train every security apparatus. So that's one thing. So that this government, you know, sometimes like, bro, we are just blessed, and God just wants us to be blessed. I will tell you some advantages and disadvantages of dismissing trained security people. I will tell you that the more especially I'll be speaking on the disadvantages to retire trained security people. So this government is a very big error. It's not politics we are preaching. Number one, these people serve in dual capacity. But in Actment, they are stable servants. But in Actment, so if you want to put these people down, they sign contract with the Liberian government because every civil servant league, you have to reach the pension age. Once you don't go against the human resource rule or the code of conduct, you don't steal. Once you are there, government not supposed to dismiss you. So then, if the government feel that these EPF people they were not treated properly, see the waste of the Liberian people money. They tell that you are walking from Monrovia to Banga. You reach to Kakatan or Tototan. The person went to Tototan, closer to Banga, right? Then you say, no, these guys are going to Banga, they are to Tototan already. Let's send them out and bring new people from Monrovia. That's a waste of energy, a waste of resources.
That's a good one.
Thing. So, you know, this government is doing things that the past United Party government did. There's nothing different. Why would I say that? When the CPA was signed, when you don't go to the academy, you are not compliant to the Liberian security setup. Guess what happened? Former President Ellen Johnson King, every security head that she brought, the police director Munafie, the immigration board Chris Matekwel, the civil police director Ashwa P, Marco Williams, Archie Williams, all of those people she brought, they were not trained by United Nations to come and control people who were trained as served by assistant director for operation for Labrador Civil Police, as served by chief of task for Labrador National Police, as served by special agent to chief of traffic former water panel, as served by 105 administrative assistant, and served by special agent to the late vehicle.
So let me hold the caller there.
Oh, okay. Rahim. One of the panelists want to hold you. I don't know whether it's a question.
Yeah, this is a question. This is a question to the caller, right? And I'm making clarity as well. So this happened also during Madam Salif regime, and this happened during the CDC term. So these 300 people, if we all remember the records I did, the EPS, the National Police had a special recruit section. These people did not pass through the rank and files as you did, Pastor Rahim. They did not pass through the rank and file of the academy. They did not get the training you got.
No.
So the government is in no error. The government is in no error. I want you to understand that fact. These people are special recruits. A special recruit must go back to the academy.
Okay, guy, listen to him.
You are in error. Every EPS officer, you cannot be EPS officer if you don't do firearm.
You don't forget, Ryan as sedition. So whether he's speaking as a Liberian or sedition, we need to ask him.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
I'm part of the Security Veteran, the National Veteran Association, the National Security Veteran Association, which Master Lauren, the only black bearer of Master Zoo and Master Lauren, they are the head with Colonel Down, Melvin Down in Canada. So I'm part of the veteran, the Security Veteran Association of Liberia. Every civil police and center police, like king of CDC level, I don't want to use CDC name. They passed through the world of like Kerryman. They went for in-service training and they were trained to firearm. I had Dara Johnson as officer. I have Maneko. I have so many children. Even the PA, when they appointed the deputy director for operation, Wellington Penal, he went to the academy, check the record, and give you the police academy commission. Colonel Moruba will tell you, these people went to academy. Nobody will take gun and get to nobody in any security apparatus if you don't go through the academy. That's one thing. And the next thing, if you're talking that they did not pass through the world academy, by job experience, we need to start shooting ourselves in the legs. While Dara Dillon, I don't want to be personal, but I want to use it as a perfect example. While Dara Dillon did not go to school, but because he worked in the legislature for all this time, he speaks the legislature jargon, and he's a lawmaker, a sitting senator. But he speaks to the issue. He's not my person, but to be frank, and if I want to grade him or I want to be generous, he's one of the senators I can try. Did he go to school or no? Because of job experience. You are in Europe, Mr. Tume, you are in Europe. People who don't go to university, by job experience hospital, you go and do protocol. So what are we talking? These people serve in security in the EPA for 6 years. 6 consecutive years. So you want to say they now have no job experience. They're going to bring fresh people because you want to get rid of them.
Okay.
So what are you talking about?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for the clarity.
Thank you for the clarity,
Yeah, so that's validate the...
Number one, without party sentiment. Just so that when you compromise the system by removing every security that was strict, there will be a serious issue that are tolerating maintenance, impacting other people. You have to early justice down. When they fire the 60 people police, those guys were able to bring a lot of milk guys. They were trained. Those are things that Labrador is joking with.
Paul, you got a question?
No, he just validated my point I'm making, say the government was in error.
Okay, so Pastor Rahim, we very much grateful to you for your contribution and your clarity.
I got a question for him.
Okay, yeah, there's a question for you here.
Pastor Ray, this is the Lord Cholope. It's good that we have you on the audio. You made a promise to us that you're going to appear on the bottom line when we met in Germany. What's happening? When are we seeing you on this program?
No, the problem is I don't know. The CEO was passing out. I was not informed. I just did my own thing because I follow you guys a lot. but
Okay.
I was not officially informed. I just saw in the group the CEO for Spartan, okay, better address that issue because I'm not informed. I think I was supposed to be one of the person that's supposed to be informed of the bottom line because we spoke about it. But let me conclude on this one, okay? Let me just conclude and round up my short point. Mr. Tume, I want to share with you the legal implication that the government is doing. You know, neglecting security that kind of way, you expose authority to legal liability in the case of preventing adequate security measures in place. So when you political line security thing, have you ever saw the AFL with budget t-shirt? No. Have you ever seen police with budget t-shirt? No. So you cannot use the security apparatus
That is not true. That is not true. There are evidences of members of the 300 people in party uniform, and they were presidential guards. They were presidential guards, and they were in party. They were in their complete party regard.
They can come by the director of whosoever president. Even though the new people that the unity party, Joseph Baka led government is breaking, when they enter the security, they will swear an oath. One make the security that code of conduct. When you look at your panel code 12.50 of the revised panel code, it will tell you exactly what I'm telling you about. So security, you see why army people don't talk politics. You see why police don't talk politics. So these people, what you can do is what Joseph Baka is supposed to do. Let me tell you now. When Chancellor King and Medal in the police, Chancellor never pulled us down. But we were not entitled to certain assignments. Those are professionalism. Those people will be there, you put them in the assignment that they will not have confidence, information to the government and what have you. They got a lot of assignments. Because you can't say, okay, say, okay, they are presidential guy, they're not supposed to be here. But every EPS, every immigration, every police, the general policing. So the director of EPS, the director of Labrador National Police, the director of Civil Police, they are both the justice minister. So you can take the people and send them to state police or send them to national police. Even the Labrador police don't have the power. So because you don't trust them to be a presidential guy and they are security people, you can achieve by transfer from Labrador National Police to Labrador Civil Police. That's what the government is supposed to do. Not even in the army because they are paramilitary. They don't have the military capacity or military training. That's what the government is supposed to do. Supposed to send a state police or any other security apparatus, NSA, immigration, just name them. So I close my case there, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Pastor Rahim. And this is a man of God and also a former security man, and so he has a very good insight into the thing that we're discussing. But even a layman, but Pastor Rahim, I want to let you go, and we hope to get in contact with you backstage. You and the CEO for Spice It Up will sort that out, and then we can have you back on the show probably another time. Thank you very much, and we hope to hear from you again.
Yeah, welcome, sir.
Okay. So like I was saying, he's a former security officer, and so I think he has some idea. He's even quoting some laws, 12.50. I pick on that one, So, but I think even the common man in the street will know that you can't.
So you pick up 12.50 so that far.
Yeah, that one I'll pick it up. No, at least I picked that one up. So you can't have people who have been working, even if the people are drinking job for you, and then you build a new office or new building. You say, oh, people the bank cleaning you, but I wanted to clean a new building. Then you go in the street and go grab all the Joe Blow there who never even had no any cleaning equipment and bring them to clean your new building. No, it's not possible. And like Pastor Rahim said, you can place these people in different areas of the security sector. So I think the government was in error, and I know people will know that they are doing wrong, and I hope that they can correct their wrongs. It's never too.
So Vikings for us to have Rahim, for us to have Ryan talking more about security, let's invite him and the discussion be security. Then I will be able to speak more towards this.
We'll make the arrangement. You see, so
because the thing is, the state will risk the lives and property of people when people are not professionally trained in any given specialties.
Excuse me, I want to ask only one question. You will go ahead, but let me ask only one question, then you can build on it and go ahead. You know, you and I know for sure that Liberia does not have any reserve corps, whether in the military or in the police or in whatever security field. You do not have people that you are trained and they are excess. And you say, okay, some will get enough officers now, you'll say that one, sir. All the people that I know that have been serving either in the police or military or any other thing, you can train. They always train them fresh when they graduate from the academy before they assign it. So you dismiss 200 or 300 people. The people you bring in, where they came from? What make you think they train more than these people that they dismiss? Where you got them from?
So the government, the official spokesperson of government must come from two places. Either the Ministry of Information or a press secretary from the executive mansion. And these two groups have told the public clearly that the 200 or up to 300 people that are on retirement from the EPS are people who the former president Weah brought that did not pass through the training process of the academy. Proper training. They did go to academy. If Rahim was staying here, you ask him, Rahim will not tell you that a police officer will be trained or an EPS officer, elite EPS officer should be trained in 7 days. How possible is that?
Okay,
on the war grounds.
But you know,
you're giving them firearms.
One of these people were trained for 1 day and they've been trained for 6 years. You move them and you do not have any people who are trained for 1,000 months.
No, the government did not only say that, they say the EPS is an elite security apparatus. They are overcrowded. That's one. Number two, they were not trained properly. So it's of the issue of overcrowdedness.
All right. Guys, I said this before, and Pastor Ray validated what I said. This guy been serving for 6 years. You know, when you take a young 16-year-old to become apprentice, they learn better than the one that been there for years that have to go through the academia part of it. These guys serve for 6 years. They might have had some serious experience. So take them and put them in the, how they call it, because they get a job security in Liberia, fire service, or how they call it, free polo, the police or immigration, the police, they're all part of the joint security. You can send them places, they will use their expertise, and because they are security personnel that have been there for 6 years, it will be easier for them to pick up the way.
What expertise would they provide? These people were only trained in presidential guide.
Okay, but excuse me, the people you bring in to replace that. So it means when they move, they talk about overcrowdedness. So if they move these people, it's still going to create a vacuum. So let's say 10 people were assigned to the president.
No, you can't complain. You can't complain of overcrowdedness and say you replace him. Then that's an error on the government.
So
I don't expect them to replace. I do not expect the government to replace.
They are bringing in people. That's the point what we're making.
No, that's allegation. That's allegation. These people are affected, so they can say anything.
That these people were not trained.
It is the government.
I got my blood brother. My blood brother. I didn't say relative. I didn't say relative. I didn't say family. I said my blood brother. Okay, I will not call his name. He was a bodyguard of George Weah. Okay, he was trained.
For how long?
For how long? The one they carried me for home, I think 2 or 3 months. I always call to check on him. He said, and he said, in fact, the picking reduced. Huge guy, he reduced. Okay, he said, training that he said. So I know George Weah not stupid. George Weah not go grab people in the street and say, you can't one day you're going on a George Weah.
I am telling you they were doing it. I am telling you they were doing it. I have a relative. Just listen to this story. I will not call the person name here. I have a relative who went through that 1 or 2 week training just to become EPS officer. And you know what they did to him at CDC? They removed his knee and took somebody else who maybe went and paid something by hand and did not get the training. Even for the 2 weeks, the late child went there and got that training. Today, the guy did not hesitate. He did not become violent like other people today. He went back to the police academy. He's a trained police officer now.
Yeah, but
A nephew of mine.
Yeah, the thing is, whether the people were trained for 1 day, at least they have practical experience.
Yeah, they have some experience. That's the point.
Yeah.
They don't have any experience. The only experience is to follow George Weah and go where he goes.
Oh, no,
That's
no.
the experience they come with.
Okay, wait.
Some sort of experience.
Let me give him a good example. 1990, July 2nd, when the war hit Montreal, I was captured at a radio station. I ended up behind Rebel Line, and I saw how people train. Okay, most of the police guys saw behind Taylor. They never even step to any training ground. I can name many of them. No beginner. I know plenty of them. Some of them in Minnesota right now. They didn't go to no training ground. They never enter any training, but because they were intelligent. Okay, so most of the boys saw behind Taylor with guns. They never went to training. I'm telling you, let me true. But because they were brave and intelligent, so you don't have to go spend a year. No, you can carry the man to a training ground for 1,000 years.
I disagree. Vikings, I totally disagree. I disagree. You see, America, you reference today. That's the same thing America is facing today. People can just walk to the shop and buy a gun. And because they watch television, they know how to trigger an arm and pistol or anything. So they can just walk and just point it to somebody and take life away. Do you remember under George Weah? Just wait, Cholople. Do you remember, Cholople? Well, let me give you this reference. Do you remember how many killings from security people under George Weah that we encounter, from journalists to Liberian citizens?
So what does that have to do with training?
Poor training. What
about it?
Poor training. When you do not go to get the right training,
so which government
when you train anybody you train to carry a firearm, you must train them mentally.
My state.
You must not train them only physically.
Listen to me. My state is Texas. That got one of the most rigid law about killing. You know that most of the people who even use firearm in Texas will have open carry. I can go and buy how many 10 guns and hang on me and war with in the street. But you know that most of the people do not even commit crime. That people who commit crime are people who have been either in the service or have been training with arms. So the criminal, the man who want to kill somebody, whether he been training for 1,000 years. In fact, I mean, even though I don't kill more than the guy who just went and bought gun today. The guy who just
now you are alluding to my recent point. I said when you train,
I'm telling you that somebody taking gun and shooting somebody doesn't mean whether he didn't have long-term training or not.
No, I also said the addition to that statement was when you train somebody who carry firearm, you must not only train them physically, you train them mentally. So you train their mind, you train their body, you train their soul, you train their spirit.
Hold on, guys. He said this guy didn't have training. But isn't that the same EPS that when foreign visitors come, these are the people that are used to guard these people? Isn't that the same EPS we're talking about? Yeah? When a president come to visit, that the same EPS they use to guard these people? So if they didn't have that training, why would they use them? So I think
should I tell you something? Should I tell you something very confidential? In fact, one time it was in the public. Do you know that President Weah, the presidential guides at first were being filtered and they complained it. It was all in the public. Sedition were complaining that, they're taking weak sedition from behind the president. You know why? It's because those ones that did not get the professional training, they were filtering them from in a security guide.
No.
It did happen.
No, wait, listen. Every president will select people that he got confidence. Even if I become president, I'll go and say, bring all the EPS people and put them behind me. I will pick people who I trust.
But you're supporting my point. You're supporting my point.
For complete almost 10 years.
But
you are supporting my point.
So by laying them out, by laying those people out of the service, that's the point we're making here. We say laying 300 people out, and the employment business in Liberia is a major factor. That's the point here. They don't have to be around you.
My own point on the whole thing. This is where I see government. This is where I see government's mistake. This is where I see government mistake. The mistake of the government, from my point, the mistake of the government is if you're retiring these people, retire them with a full package, or you retain them by sending them. You retain them. No, I was not finished. You retain them by sending them to the police academy for additional training. That's what they do. Like in Europe here, where I am, when you're learning on the job, they don't just take you to go do professional job. No.
But
so you practice.
Here is if you
practice and you go practice and practice
years. For 6 years, that's a hell of a long time to have some sort of experience. This is where job experience comes in. 6 years is a hell of a long time.
We should be done with all of these things. We should be able to do away with all of these things.
Wow.
In Europe, when they're telling you experience, when they're telling you your experience you learn on the job, you must first have the paper qualification.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Except in UK, but in Germany,
not necessarily. Not necessarily.
You can carry qualification, but
you
must have experience be there.
But
when why
are you saying no? I said it. I said you must have the paper qualification as the first thing.
Yeah, but sometimes they can say,
I'm telling you, not necessarily.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making. Experience will suffice.
Some young kids left school at the age of 16. He went for apprenticeship somewhere. He learned on a job. Today he become a manager. So you don't necessarily have to have that particular paper you're talking about. They do it all the time in Europe. That's a fact.
Getting a paper, let me tell you, when I left school, when I came from England newly, I came my first year.
Before you became manager,
they will look at my paper.
Was he still in an apprenticeship or he finished before he became manager?
We don't have much.
That's the point I'm making. Say experience. This is where the experience comes in. For 6 years, you serve in a particular role. That 6 years you serve, you learn something on it. That's where experience comes in. And this is the point I'm making. They serve for 6 years. Think on it. They have gone through in-house training. They have gone through all of little training that it says. So they have some sort of experience. To just kick them out.
Look at another funny comment. Gene David, most of the people they were part of security. Then here he asking whether in Europe we have seen security running campaign. My friend, you don't even see people can running campaign here. You think that stupid thing can really grow up to running over that. You don't do that thing here.
No.
I'm on a committee in a Labour Party here. Okay. I didn't even know my political leader until, and this was my very best friend before.
So Viking,
I got to know that this is my political leader.
Viking, that commenter just validated my point. So that somebody other in Liberia who understands what's going on
this
there.
This man speaking from a Liberian context.
So it's not just from Liberian context, from experience.
All right, let me tell you. Let me give you an example. God, let me give you an example. A friend of mine, he did what we call O level. In the UK, O level is that you get graduated from high school. A level, that means you get 1 year preparation to go to university. He did O level. And O level, what happened when he did O level, his father took him as, or how they call it, cadet, workplace. This guy was trained. He never went back to school. But over time, he was doing these little courses here, in-house courses. This particular guy in question, he became regional manager from his level of experience that he acquired over the years. So and this is IT. This guy worked on mainframe. He worked on IBM system. I'm just telling you, those guys for 6 years, they have had some sort of training and they have some sort of experience that you don't just let them go like that.
All the people make about you go academy and train. No, let me tell you, when you go there, the
6 years is not sufficient. 6 years is not sufficient as long as they did not go to the academy.
It teaches you how to shoot a gun, how to do. If you hear bullet, when you hear a bullet, load there and reply and try to find the source. That's it. Nothing big. So the boy was doing it. People will listen when the war started. You have guys just going and turning the warring fashion. They go today, the same day they go, you see they were gone. Who sent them a training? You got the tree on it. They started going to the battlefront and learning there. When they fight, they can't. They say today was my first time to fight real war. See it?
But how could you be comparing the state of a broken government and
that was even more risky. Yeah, no. At that time, you get no law and order. So that's even more risky.
Because there is no law and order. That was the order of recruitment.
Okay.
Those are people who infiltrate. Man,
that was the order of recruitment. But now you have a full-fledged government. People to go and be school insecurity.
Replace the 300 people. Where you're getting from? Where were they trained?
No, I do not support the fact that they will replace those people. If you say the people are overcrowded, do not replace them.
That's what they'll do automatically. Let me tell you, that's just small screen to say it's overcrowded. That's small screen.
Linford and God, I think we've been here for
we've been here for 3 hours, man.
It was a great show, and then we'll be looking forward to
James Davis. Let me tell you, you're talking about our partisan security. The people Joe Baka bringing, they're not from ANC, they're not from different party. That's also United Party, probably one of those. But I will tell you that no president will go and just grab and turn Dick and Harry and say, come to my bodyguard. That people who they know, people who support them. So the people who Joe Baka bring in, my man, we all like I got family like we'll know some of them and we'll bring some of them in here and tell you that they were United Party people.
Great. So on that note, guys, on that note, I'll just put party comment from each and every one of you. And on Tuesday, we'll be looking forward to the discussion here. God talk to us about the group that will be coming on Tuesday.
And then we'll play the promo from Germany, then we can go.
Yeah, and also to our viewers to join us on Tuesday. So those in Liberia can follow us. And for those of you that are following us for the first time, this is the Bottomland discussion. We are based in Europe. You can kind of follow our page and like our page. When we come on, you'll be notified. We are all Europeans, Liberians, and this is the guy, Lord Cholope, the friend of King Charles. So, guys, play the promo. Let's go. I mean, I enjoy James Davis here. So,
yeah, James Davis, right? He confirmed. Okay, with the three army were there. The rebel says more to take a whole country.
On Tuesday, we will be hosting the Moscow Foundation, the group in Liberia, and we'll be hosting their executive team here. We will be discussing their support to medical aids in Liberia, the kind of treatment they have been offering. They're offering treatment in your nose treatment, they're offering throat, and other medical services they will be providing. We will be discussing with them. We'll also be discussing their several other projects that they have taken on in Liberia. And we also want to remind all of our followers, our listeners on the program, the bottom line on our app. We have our app in App Stores, Android App Store and Apple App Store. You can download the app and you can listen to Bottom Line from any part of the world, in America, in Europe, in Canada, in Australia, wherever you are, in the Arctic, wherever you are, you can listen to Bottom Line Liberia. And whenever we are on live, also on Facebook and YouTube, we will also be carrying the program live on the radio as well, the online radio. So we urge you to also share our live and like our page. Also, on the 25th of May in Antwerp, Belgium, we are having an encounter with professionals, people, with entrepreneurs, business-minded people, investors, all coming together to discuss the growth of Liberian businesses and the growth of Liberian in the diaspora. So we urge you also to join us in Antwerp. The program is by invitation only, and yeah, you can now send in your queries. We will also feed you with invitations and you can form part of the program. But until then, we see you Tuesday. We will play the invitation for the program, the advertisement for the program, rather. So it's up to you, Vikings.
Okay. I want to say thank you very much to all of our viewers and those of you who left the comment. The comment can make the show good. James Davis and all of the groups, all of the people, no, but you're part of the group, all right, ain't watching us, always come and invite your friends to become part of us, to be watching. We like your comments. Some of the comments can be funny, some can make me laugh, and then some can also give us sense. It can make us to know what to do so that the show will be good. We accept everything. Sometimes you read some funny thing, sometimes we react, we say something, but we're not bringing you down. We don't want to make you feel discouraged. Just sharing fun. Here we share the fun with our viewers. So if you read something that made me laugh, I can say before alloy. So now we want to keep you, James Davis. You can come back on Tuesday. We'll be here. We count on if you
want to be a contributor
Tuesday and Friday.
Oh, thank you, James Davis. He said he's one of the major contributors.
From the US. Okay, but that.
Thanks, James Davis.
So you can.
Thanks a lot, brother. We appreciate you.
Yeah, the man's in Philly, so you can always make it a duty to join us.
And let me use this medium to also say a big thank you to my duty technician for taking care of all my cables in the studio today, Madam Angeline King. We say thank you from bottom line and from Spasiel.
Okay, so but Paul, I want to say thank you very much. Very much. I'm not too good today. I hope I'll be all right on Tuesday. I gotta take all of the jolobos, before the weekend, and small Ghana, I gotta pump that apple out of me. So, Paul, man, you drink by, you keeping that Jack Daniel while eating and knocking all down. You so bring that not open it.
Now, man, you gotta pray. Yeah, open broadcast sound that people. Let me drink my
okay.
Jack Daniel.
You ain't drinking that Jack Daniel just now.
The Omer gets on a pen. You get all the pen on it over that particular pen, that golden pen, when that Omer touches that pen. And put on that
the day he signed that thing, my man, I will have a party on Bottle Line with my Jack Daniel.
The pen left invisible, and the woman that found the pen, she's not living again.
They brought the pen. But I want to say thank you guys, and we hope we'll be here on Tuesday. But we're gonna play you the jingle from for the program in Antwerp. We're taking it very seriously because this is the first of its kind. So bringing Liberian entrepreneurs and would-be business people and some of the people who are already in the business. And they'll be brainstorming how to help our country reduce all the burden on government. See, all the things talking about security in a good country, like I said, in Norway, do we even know who the political leaders are? Because everybody drinks something. It's the money. You cannot go to work. You gotta go stand with one man, do and be. I would say, no, yeah, guy, we're talking here. Ask him whether he know all the political leaders in Germany. Said, no, he live in Germany. Because the guy what to do, swing the money, he come. That time to come go stand to one man do. And we see the message would have want to see because the message going to work. You see? So this is what we want. We want people to be empowered in Liberia. All the young people from university, those people even be more encouraged to go to school. But because if I get 5 brothers, I go graduate from college, then I'm working. So my brother say, well, I'm going to waste my time. Yeah, our brother saying graduate, not doing nothing. So all I don't go do, I will say, you see? So we want to empower our Liberians to be on their own. So Paul, over to you. I can play the promo, then you can close the show.
Play the promo and then we'll close. Thanks to
Hello Diaspora Liberian is the consultative meeting of Liberian entrepreneurs and professionals in Europe, brought to you by AFLA. It's all happening in Antwerp, Belgium, May 25th, 2024, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Landstraat 102, and it's by invitation only. Don't miss out. Welcome remarks by Mr. Francis Mensah, President of AFLA. Overview of the program, Ms. Emily E. S. King. Our topics and speakers are Honorable Alex Gonti, Entrepreneurship and Innovation in Liberian Diaspora Community, Mistress Leona Alsa, Policy Advocacy, Civil Engagement and Professional Development, Mr. John N. Branell, Investment Opportunities in Liberia and Professional Development, Mr. Kuku Wisse, Skills Transfer and Mentorship, Brain Drain. See you in Antwerp, May 25th, 2024. Our proud sponsors, Chroma Corios, Alpha Arise from Sham, Patient Bawi, Afri Susu. Other sponsors are Liwini, Tulizin, and Spice It Up. Other sponsors are the Bottom Line Liberia, Afisi.
Well, thank you everyone for being with us. Thank you guys. Thank you, Linford will be here on Tuesday. To our viewers, thanks for being with us. We'd like to say to you, it was a pleasant time being here, and we'll get to see you all on Tuesday. On that note, we'll say goodbye for another edition on Tuesday. Have a fantastic weekend, and see you all on Tuesday by His grace.